Hello and welcome to the semi-final round of the CWIF 2020. We're live here from the Climbing Works in Sheffield. I'm John Partridge and joining me today is Gracie Martin. Welcome to the show, Gracie.
Thanks, John. It's pretty different being on this side of the mats and not competing, but I'm super psyched for a great show.
Yeah, that's right. You seem to be doing a lot more setting than competing these days, so sure you'll be giving us some good insights. How are you finding things?
Yeah, we've had a look at the boulders this morning and they look amazing. I'm really excited to see how the athletes get on with them. Should be cool. Yeah,
that's right. We've been lucky to have a sneaky peek before. So if you haven't seen CWIF before, you might be wondering how we got here into the semi-final round. So yesterday over 370 people took place in qualifications, scramble format, and on your screens now you can see what that resulted in. We've got the start list here in front of you. So enough about me. I always love CWIF. It's one of the best events on the circuit, in my opinion. Loads of different people. What do you think? What do you think of this start list, Gracie?
Well, it's a pretty good lineup. So we've got a few good international people over. Tomowaki, Nathaniel's also here, and we've got Magos.
Yes.
So, alongside loads of strong British people, so I'm just, interested to see what will go down.
Yeah, we've had a really good qualifier for the guys. A really strong field. We've obviously got a huge British contingent, but these strong internationals. A lot of Olympians and mussers, which we'll go into a bit of detail later. Here's the ladies again. A bit of a mixture. We've got some international athletes still here, but a lot of Brits. Who have you got your eye on in the females?
Oh, I think in the females it's pretty open as to who might get in the final. So definitely semis is going to be a wild one for them.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Holly Toothill taking top spot in the qualification. It's like to see if she can bring that through into semis.
Yeah, always good to see a good British contingent here at CWIF, and hopefully we'll get some through into the finals. So that's the list of top 20 athletes. Obviously you can see these online via the Climbing Works channel as well, so keep your eye on those throughout the event. But we've got a long semi-final round to go through for those of you that don't know the format. What have we got to look forward to, Gracie?
So each athlete will get to try 4 different boulders, and they have 5 minutes on, 5 minutes off. Yeah,
that's it. So we're in a World Cup format. So the top 20 athletes, we could just get in a preview here of the first competitors. They're getting ready to start their attempts in a minute. They're sat right next to the comp wall in front, and
they will be coming out in reverse order of qualification. So the athlete who qualified in 20th place will be coming out first.
So who's going to be leading the field?
So for the women, we've got Kitty Morrison, who you can just see on screen at the moment in the white t-shirt. She'll be out first for the ladies. And then for the guys, we've got Mark Scanlon from Ireland.
Nice, okay. As we said just a minute ago, super strong field in both categories, and we're just waiting here. You can see in the background there the guy in the red, Graham Alderson, one of the co-owners of the Climbing Works, and obviously organising this event. Obviously we're under a little unusual circumstances here. I'm sure everybody, you'll be aware, but it's actually a closed event this year, so it's just competitors and event organisers. So here we go, we're about to pull on. So block 1, we had a quick chat with the route setters before we started, and what have we got in store here?
We've got a super technical and balancy first block. Not ideal if you're a competitor. It's not going to settle your nerves. It's tenuous and it's sketchy. You've really got to trust your feet.
Absolutely. So just looking at the start here, obviously the black side of the volumes are super polished and shiny, so you can't really use those for anything. So the athlete's going to be trying to get as much friction out of those yellow parts as they can. Yeah,
and so just to correct, Mark Scanlon is actually out on his own first, as there were 21 guys that qualified. We had a tie in qualification, so he'll climb on his own first, and then Kitty will join Tomowaki.
And you just saw there the athlete getting pulled down. There's obviously set start positions, so you've got the red tape signifying where the athlete must start. So 2 feet on the volumes and 2 hands on the volume above, and then they can move forward to the next hold. So judge just obviously pulling him off there for using an incorrect start position. But as you said before, Gracie, it's a really tricky thing. I mean, when I used to compete at these events, you always knew coming out that chances are you're going to get some kind of really technical problem to start, which just puts the fear of God into you.
Yeah, for sure. The setters always like to make that first block pretty spicy and technical, really droppable, and it will definitely split people, this first boulder.
It's obviously warming up in isolation here. They obviously know the angles of the wall, having climbed here yesterday, but they're not sure of all of the challenges. All of these blocks are being done on site, so it's really difficult. They've got to understand the movement, read them, problem solve, and obviously try not to be too nervous.
Yeah, all within a quite short amount of time.
Yeah, absolutely. But let's talk you through some of the graphics on screen. Obviously, Tech Native crew here doing a great job. In the bottom left-hand corner of your screen, just a bit of an overview. So we're on M1, which signifies the male 1 boulder. He's currently the 21st place, and obviously on the right, the number 6 signifies how many attempts he's had on the boulder. But he's making a little bit of progress on this boulder. Talking to one of the route setters, Rob Napier, earlier, and they were saying, one of the differences they tried to do with CWIF is to make them more of a climbing style problem. So I'm not really sure what that means. It's all climbing. What does that mean, Gracie?
I think he was trying to explain that they tried to make the blocks focus on movement and subtle movement. So it's more like rock climbing, I guess, as much as possible. That's what Rob was saying.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll see some coordination moves, but it's mostly about sort of learning positions and being really confident.
Yeah, for sure.
Excellent. Well, you can see here, as we mentioned before, it is a closed event, no spectators allowed, so you can just see the event production crew in the background. But yeah, it's a different atmosphere this year. Be interesting to see which of the athletes cope not having any crowd support, but I'm sure they're all going to be trying hard, much like Mark here, boning down on that crimp.
Yeah, 1 minute 28 left for him on the clock. He's making good progress now. He's got the zone.
Yep, figured that move out. Transitioning between the holds. Just got to keep this next foothold. It's so small. Got to be really precise now. Rocking it out to finish.
He's looking good.
Yeah, absolutely. We've checked out those grips.
Nice.
They're not good.
First top of the semi-final.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So graphic in the bottom corner there, you can see the little green bar signifies the zone hold, and a big green bar means he's topped it. So topped it in 7 tries. Pretty good.
Yeah, he's got a top. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, on the teetery slabs. So yeah, it's good to get that one out of the way. We're just tracking through there, and in a couple of seconds we'll have our next 2 athletes out. As Gracie said, there were 21 men due to a tie in the qualification round, but soon, yeah, we'll have 1 female and 1 male.
Yeah, so we'll have Kitty Morrison out and Tomowaki Takata from Japan, one of our international athletes.
Yeah, super interesting tour we had yesterday. I sampled some of the problems.
Oh, nice!
In my old age.
How did that go?
Well, yeah, high dose of glucosamine to get moving. But yeah, it was super fun. Really varied tour, as you'd expect here. A lot of different challenges. So it's great to see the international athletes managing to step up and complete the tour to qualify for semi-finals, where if you are a World Cup athlete, you have a bit more familiarity.
He's straight on there, no problem.
Yeah.
Really confident with the feet. Oh, no!
Straight on.
Commentator's curse.
Absolutely. These footholds, so I don't want to say polished, but it's just the angles that you're standing on. It's really hard to keep the weight through the feet. Yeah, and Kitty starting our female block 1 there. Transitioning into those purple holds. Bit of an awkward move getting around the corner, so it's going to be interesting to see. We hear there's a number of different methods to do it, so yeah, hopefully we'll get a quick top for Kitty and see her progress hopefully through to finals tomorrow.
Later today.
Oh yeah, today, sorry, yeah, absolutely. So Tomowaki
making good progress.
Yeah, he's figured it out very, very quickly, securing the zone hold and getting up onto this tiny foothold. The way it's positioned, the volume's blocking the majority of it, so you just stood on a tiny foothold. See the shake in his feet there as he transitions, but quick top there.
2 attempts, brilliant.
Short work, so he'll move into first place immediately. Our last competitor, Mark, doing it in 7, so looks like men's 1 is going to be a case of getting it done quickly, relax the nerves,
For sure. Yeah.
Absolutely. Got 4 boulders to do, and obviously it's a cumulative score as you proceed across the competition, so fewer attempts you can get, the better. Kitty, local climbing works?
No, she's from Yorkshire.
She's from Yorkshire.
Yeah, so
okay.
not too far away. Yeah, she's taken a little break from climbing, but come back to it with real strength. I'm really excited to see how she gets on today.
Yeah, this first move certainly challenging her, that's for sure. Got to get a really awkward start position, and then sit on this foot basically to transition onto the purple holds. But yeah, as the competition progresses through, our highest ranking qualifiers will come out last. So we will see hopefully more and more tops and more progression through the boulders as more people come out. The more experienced athletes, you would imagine, will probably see the tricks and do them quicker.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, and it is worth saying again, it's possibly going to be one of the only events that these athletes unfortunately will get to do this year, so it's great that we've managed to obviously keep the event going, albeit in a closed door capacity. Yeah,
it's cool that we can still make it happen and the athletes still get to put on a show, just in a slightly different environment this time.
Absolutely. I mean, the title of CWIF champion is still something that everybody wants to get, so I'm sure, as you can see here with Kitty, they're trying hard. Get up on those shoulders.
Come on, that's
the move.
Good. Yeah.
There we go. So she's got to get pressed up super high on the legs so she can engage the shoulders into those double gastons, and then the awkward swing move around the corner. So 59 seconds left. We'll hopefully see her one more good go, maybe, just to get transitioned, and then we'll see what the next competitors have got.
Yeah, so next out we'll have Ida Ramskar and Matt Cousins.
Matt Cousins, a good friend of mine, really strong British team climber. He's had really unfortunate bout of injuries over the last couple of years, so he's not had a clean run, but seems to be in good health now. Fingers are all sorted, and yeah, I'm sure he'll be hoping to get a CWIF final again today.
Oh, Kitty Lynn's strong on this move.
Absolutely. Come on. Hard to see this now. It's a bit of a double catch. There, she's just figured it out.
17 seconds left. Oh, she's going to have another go. Nice.
I'd be saving the skin if that was me, but yeah, I'm sure she's got plenty. Here she goes again. Really strong on those shoulders.
She's unlocked that now.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yes, through. Quick, we've got to be quick now to secure the zone.
Timed out.
Oh no, just in time. Anyway, super strong effort from Kitty, figure it out a little bit later than she needed to. 6 attempts she had on that, so hopefully won't fatigue her too much for the next rounds, but no top for her, unfortunately. So Matt Cousins on the left hand side of your screen, based out of the Arch Climbing Walls down south in London. Fond of a slab, shall we say, so I'd be interested to see how he gets on. I think he might have full started, potentially. Nope, they're letting him have it. Yeah, must have. I think he had a thumb on the start position, but yeah.
Ida Ramskar pulling on for her first attempt, based out of Edinburgh. Oh!
Just slipping off. That foothold's super awkward to keep the weight. You've got to really press hard on that left foot. Matt also just skidding off. Good to see him rocking a strong beard as well as a big pair of biceps. So yeah, as we just said before, the competitors are going to be coming out. As we get a few more on screen, we'll put up a graphic showing you where all the positions are, but in the meantime you can see the graphic in the bottom. Just the number there, M1 tells you what block they're on, 21 says what position they're in, and the number 2 says how many attempts they've had. So yeah, just keep your eyes peeled on the graphics, and there'll be more as the competition goes along.
Ida trying out some wacky beater on women's one with a really high foothold.
There we go, but making short work of that. Kitty was really struggling to lock that first section down. So here she goes, securing zone. Excellent work. First one in the female category today. Squeezing these, got to keep the tension on the feet now. Might get our first top here. Lying it up. Go slow. Yes, excellent effort there.
Nice, good start for her.
Yeah, she'll be feeling a lot more relaxed. Matt Cousins also pressing up through those volumes. I think he's on his third attempt, secured the zone now, so hopefully he can get a top now to keep pace with Tomoaki, who did it in 2 attempts. Rocking it out now.
Foot
no.
slips.
Yeah, as we said before, that foothold's so small. I think he might be going for a pit stop change there. Change the boots over.
We've got Mark on boulder 2.
Yep, first competitor to try this boulder today. Again, awkward start position seems to be a bit of a theme on these first few boulders. So Mark's got absolutely terrible volume to start with on the feet, so it's really hard to drive the feet, get the weight through. And we've got Matt Cousins on your screen, just starting again with the teeter. One shoe doing one thing, one doing another. Mark pulling back onto this shouldery section. Excellent work here, pressing up through this. Super strong, powerful shoulders here. And then these crimps are not good, although at least you've got some feet. And then we've been told these sort of guppy holds are a bit of a nightmare. You've got to get the feet frogged.
Looking good.
Looking super strong on this though. Here we go, got a top here.
Yeah.
Much better.
First top of the semis for Mark.
Yeah, no, that's an awesome effort from him. Really struggled on this first slab, understanding the positions, a bit like Matt Cousins here. So he'll be pleased to get a top on the board. Always settles the nerves, that's for sure. And you can see on the back of these volumes, the route setters have applied tape to stop the competitors crimping all the areas at the back. Super experienced setting team, so they know what they're doing. Matt Cousins getting a top there, 4 attempts. He'll be pretty happy with that.
Good start to the
just relaxes the nerves.
For sure.
Gets you settled. Long way to go. He knows he's just got to keep it together. Tops, most important thing, obviously, and then zone holds. We didn't say earlier, actually, the zones are signified by the yellow tape and the marker that says zone. So they need to secure that in control and then move forwards onto the finishing holes.
So next out we have got Francis Bensley on the women's block, and then for the men we've got Kieran Forrest.
Cool, so we're just running down the timer. All the climbers finished their problems, so we're just waiting for the transition. 13 seconds to go before we see the next 2 coming out, and obviously the athletes are progressing onto the next one. Good to see our professional brushing team polishing those starting volumes, just making it a bit clear how bad those holds are. There's literally no friction on them apart from the yellow sections. So we've got Frances Bensley about to start on female 1. She is a super strong climber based here in the UK. She climbed multiple 8Bs now, I think. Is that right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, impressive. Really
Mainly
impressive.
an outdoor climber, so it'll be interesting to see how she gets on with this slight coordination move on the start of women's 1.
Yeah, absolutely. So here we're looking at women's 2 and men's 2. Both competitors just taking a minute, experienced, they know what to do, got to line it up, figure out the sequence and give it one good go. So here goes Kitty. Bit of a basic one, we're told by the route setters. Bit of flicking around between marginally positive holds. And this shoulder press, interesting sequence here. He's really crimping on that small foothold. Obviously the method Mark adopted earlier, pressing up 2 hands onto the big yellow plate, seemed to work for him.
Francis just trying to unlock this move on boulder 1.
Yep, I think she's seen it.
Good.
She was up really quickly into the double Gastons, which is good because Kitty, our first competitor out, was struggling on that section. So as I said before, the more experienced athletes coming out later, so you'd expect them to be unlocking these sequences a little bit quicker.
Strong work from Kitty there.
Yeah, awesome body tension. There's been a few tweaks on these problems this morning. We were watching the route setters tinkering around with the holds, so obviously the getting feedback from the qualification round's key. These problems are set in advance, so they see what the competitors are doing on the qualifying tour and adjust accordingly. But
team of route setters headed by Percy Bishton, who will be head setter at the Olympic Games. Is that right? So
yeah, that's right. Yeah, over in Tokyo. So I know a lot of the Olympians that we've got present today were keen to come to this event as always, not just for Percy, but gives a bit of an idea of the style perhaps that he might be adopting for the competition. So yeah, I think just good to climb in this kind of format and get as much experience as you can.
Top there from both Kieran Forrest and Francis Bensley. Great start to their campaigns.
Absolutely, yeah. I think those were pretty quick tops as well, so 2 attempts for both of those guys. They'll be super happy with that. Of course, coming from isolation, which is in another building here at the Climbing Works, Unity, without the crowd being here today, they're not going to be hearing as many cheers or signals as to who's topping what. So you just got to come out and really go for it and smash it. So Kitty's pulling back on now. Really physical move through here. Smaller foothold the route set's put on. Again, just challenging them in slightly different ways. So difficult. Got to get that right hand up. So many attempts on these physical boulders. You've got to be quite strategic after a while. You can see ahead there, just women's 3 lurking in the background. It's a really, really steep boulder. So you would think should try and keep a bit in the tank for later on.
Probably got time for one more really good go. She's going to get high on the block with a good rest in between.
Yeah, it's amazing how quickly that time just, it seems to stand still sometimes when you're doing well, but then when you're not,
it disappears
so quickly. Yeah, but Kitty, although she's young, she's a super experienced climber, and she's just using it to run the clock down, think about what she's doing. And again, we've got really lucky at this event. You can see the advertising boards there. We've got huge support from the sponsors, and obviously under these circumstances it's really appreciated that they've continued to support the event, provide all these amazing grips for the route setters to do their business. Yeah, we've got some good shapes, new holds,
really cool,
and yeah, the competitors have really enjoyed the tour at qualifying yesterday. So I'm not sure. Kitty's getting powered out here now. 28 seconds. I think she's saying she's had enough.
Save some skin for the last 2 blocks.
Yeah, I think if you're not securing the zone early, you've got to really think strategically about lasting for the rest of the comp. And just talking about new holds, obviously that plays into skin conditions. You know, your fingertips wear out.
They've done a tour of 30 blocks yesterday on new holds as well. The skin might be, I saw Jim Pope's skin, it wasn't looking too good. We'll see how he gets on later today.
It's so taxing, you know, if you're having 30 climbs, and I mean the strong guys, they were doing them quickly, but still it's a lot of grips. And I can say, having climbed yesterday, there were a fair few slopers to be had. So yeah, my skin's certainly worn out. On your screen now, you've got Matt Cousins just lining up, checking out block 2, giving it a good brush. And Ida's back on now, giving it the flick, just falling short. But this first press move, the EP volumes he's standing on there, really, really poor. So it's hard to transition all the way through. Got Mark back on here, block 3, our first competitor to try men's 3 today.
And on men's 1 we've got Max Milne out, and on women's 1 we've got Isa, can't pronounce her surname, I'm not even going to try.
Mark making really good progress on this block 3 on first try, securing the zone there. Max Milne as well.
Little foot pop there.
They call him Max the Future. He's a really, really talented young British climber. He's done super well at a youth level and now transitioning into seniors. So, yeah, we've got high hopes for Max. Hopefully he'll make finals today.
Ida making good work on this boulder 2. Really strong. Really
strong on the shoulder there. This is another section that the route setters were trying to force this move out to the zone instead of going direct to the finish. So
they also blocked the zone hold, so it's really bad.
Double really dry minimal fire there, just powering off that plate. can see route setters just trying to force all of these little errors out of competitors to get a much more spread split of results, and so far so good. You can see down there we're moving through now. We've got competitors out on 3 different boulders in the males category due to there being 21 semi-finalists and only 2 women out on the first 2 boulders. But Max Milne here really crimping that tiny foothold, transitioning across. The foothold is just really poor, and the previous competitors seem to be the knowledge that a right toe seemed to be a bit easier to transition to the right, but Max going for the heel. And then Matt Cousins here, climbing super strong through this section.
Making this look easy.
Absolutely.
Chill.
Loves a good volume wrap. Here he is, making... Oh no. Absolutely. Gutted for Matt there, just missing that hold. Mark getting powered out. He had a really good first burn on that boulder earlier. So 1 minute 55 left for these competitors. Plenty of time for them to figure these out. As we said right at the start, the route setting team have really focused on, you know, trying to challenge these competitors in perhaps a way they're not used to. So a lot of learned positions, and you can see Max there changing it to a toe, as we were just saying. So every attempt, just sort of these little marginal gains to improve the sequence, make it a little bit more efficient, makes such a big difference.
Ida high on women's 2 again, and Matt also really high. Will they get the top?
Back onto this guppy hold for Matt Cousins. So Max the future, getting the top. I know Max, he is a super competitive guy, always wanting more, so despite topping the block, I'm sure he'd be wishing he did it quicker. And on your screen here we got Mark.
Really trying hard there.
Yeah, he secured this earlier, so hopefully he's got the sequence a little bit better now.
Powerful block from Jamie Cassidy here.
Yeah. Just climbing so well at the moment.
Yeah,
he's done the first 2 boulders, lining up the top. Oh no!
Wild.
Wild. Yeah, we were briefed by the route setters on the finishing hold of that boulder. It's not the best hold. You've got to go to it in control and then release. So yeah, all these little tricks that they put in place, little traps for the competitors. You're eyeing up that final hold, and you go too quickly, before you know it, you're off.
Ida coming so close to the zone, but she has to hold that in control in order to gain it.
That's right.
So, not quite there.
10 seconds left. I think all the competitors now will call it a day and transition on to the next boulder. We're starting to get a bit of a feel for how these climbs are going to go. In the men's field, first 2 climbs have been topped now, and in relatively small amount of tries, so if you're looking to progress tomorrow, you're going to have to come out and do those quick.
Pressure's on already.
Absolutely, and the same in women's 1. We've got to be doing that quick, and we'll see as we go forward how quickly. And as I said a little bit earlier, we'll start to put the graphic up with the league table so you know what's going on, a bit more detail. But for now, until we get a few more competitors through, we'll just give you the maximum view that we can so you can see as much climbing as possible.
So next competitors out, we've got Kayleen Harker from Bristol, and we have got Etty Warren from Sheffield.
Ah, good. Local.
Home wall.
Absolutely. And Kayleen is a professional route setter, part of the Impact route setting team, so super experienced climber. I'm sure he'll be doing well today. This is Frances Bensley. She likes the steep stuff. Really strong British climber. Making short work of this section. I'm sure she'll lock this down to the zone.
Yeah.
Here she goes.
Wouldn't be surprised if we see a flash from her.
Yeah, she's really strong on the shoulders.
Kitty Morrison making good work.
Down in the bottom right hand corner of your screen, yeah, on women's 3. First competitor to try this boulder, so yeah, good to see her
top
crushing
there
it.
for Frances, great work.
And I think that's our first top of women's 2 as well, so she'll be putting herself straight at the top of the leaderboard with that. We also, obviously, we're challenged with what we can show you, and we do our best to keep as many climbers on screen as we can, but just to fill you in, Kayleen Harker did just come out and do block 1 very quickly, so do keep an eye on the graphics in the bottom corner. Whilst we might not see all the climbers at one time, you can keep an eye on those graphics just to see what's going on. But
Etty looking really casual on women's 1 at the moment.
Absolutely crushing it, yeah.
Second attempt for her. Oh, so close.
No. That heel hook just in the side pull there, not really working for her, kind of restricting her height. Kieran Forrest here, absolutely cruising through this section, trying to get the weight on the foot.
Such a powerful movement. Yeah,
and those grips, pretty small and awkward, and these footholds, you gotta...
Even more awkward.
Yeah. And we're told the easiest way to get through this section is these 2 little footholds here. You got to get a frog position, much like he's doing there, to get all the weight through your feet so that you don't need to hold on with the hands as much. But yeah,
left-handed
Kieran just seeing the mistake a little too late, slapping the wall as he goes past. So we've got 2 minutes 10 left, just to give you a bit of an overview so far. In the men's category, all 3 boulders now have been topped with Tomoaki Takata doing all 3, doing the first boulders in 2 attempts, and then came out and absolutely smashed the 3rd boulder with a flash.
Great work.
Yeah, he's making short
really strong.
Short work of those boulders. So here we've got Kieran having a little sit, thinking it through. He had a strong go, and Kitty pulling on, our first female competitor on block 3. This problem set by Emma Twyford. Again, I'm sure you'll be aware, she's a first female British climber to climb 9A recently. Awesome film came out about that process, so it's great to see the setting teams diversifying and bringing in the super strong talent that we have in certainly in the British climbing scene. And obviously you're a route setter as well, Gracie, so
yeah.
What are you seeing on these sequences here? What do you think needs to happen?
It's just really interesting always to see how the athletes get on and, you know, compare it with what the route setters thought. So it was cool to catch up with Rob earlier and see what they were hoping would happen.
Yeah.
Which things are going down pretty much how they planned at the moment, which is cool.
With the route setters, obviously they need to have a variety of movement and blocks to challenge the competitors, but the one thing that's always in the back of their mind is getting a split. So getting the number of attempts that people do the climbs split so that they don't get any ties, and so far we've got a nice mix of results. Things are getting topped quickly by certain competitors and not by others, which is obviously the way they want it.
Kieran just tried to go again then, all the way from the volume to the top. Looked like maybe it could work. Obviously
absolutely.
Doesn't like those rib holds. Etty getting high again on women's 1, and she secures the top. Great start to her campaign. So we're just about to change over again with 5 seconds remaining on this round.
Yep, we're transitioning again. So Max the Future Mill starting his block 2 there. He got a top on boulder 1, but it took a few attempts, so did it in 3, and we've had Kalian coming out and flashing it, so you know you're going to need to do these boulders quickly. And just to give you a bit of an overview, what's going on in the female category, we've got Frances Bensley out in first place at the moment. She's topped both of the women's 1 and women's 2. She did the first boulder in 2 tries and the second one on the flash, so she's certainly climbing well. And yeah, we can see the results coming through on the bottom of the screen there. Keep an eye peeled on those graphics. Max Milne here, making
crazy strong,
absolutely destroying these crimps, making short work of the body positions. I think obviously being UK based, climbing on these walls, you know, potentially an absolute benefit to these competitors. Whilst the problems are all completely on site and new, just understanding the walls and the angles and having a bit of history certainly helps, I think.
Oh, for sure. Especially if you climb here all the time, you're going to know like all the little wall angles and
yeah, all the tricks on how to position your body. And obviously, you know, the route setting team this year entirely British based. So we've not got an international flavour, which ordinarily we have at the event. So perhaps again playing into some of the UK climbers who understand. But here we go. This is men's 4, our first competitor to try that today.
And then we've got Pippa Watkin out on women's 1, gaining the zone.
Rocking the
good.
beanie.
Yeah.
Extra power. So yeah, these boulders now are getting topped much more quickly than the opening competitors. So as you come out, more and more pressure mounts on the more experienced qualifiers today. They know they've got to do these climbs really quick. They can see the competitors coming and sitting down quickly, which just adds the pressure all the time.
Seb making good work on block 1.
Yeah, absolutely. Flowing through this section, locking it out.
Just in that really bad foot.
Lovely
Good,
use of the toe hook there. Yeah, making short work of that. Excellent. So again, just in the men's competition, we've had all the first 3 boulders topped. Mark Scanlon is an Irish competitor who's the first man to try men's 4. So we've not yet had a top of that, but good to see things getting done. I think it's always nice spectators and for us commentating to see things getting topped.
Yeah, for sure.
Good to see. Whilst we've obviously got a spectator-free event, you know, the support team out here still giving up their time voluntarily to brush the holds for all the competitors and try and make the best of the situation we've got. Here on women's 3.
Ida Ramscar's back on.
Yeah. Seems to be a really complex sequence to get round these volumes. She's making short work of that though. Now needs to figure out what to do with the feet. Big cut loose to manage now. Running these hands up. There we go. That's the tricky bit. If she could get her right hand up slightly higher onto that corner of the volume, I think that's probably the way to go. Max Milne.
Getting high again.
Back on.
Does not like that foothold.
No. And interesting to see, you can see the foot there he's not enjoying. Speaking to the route setters earlier, there's a little double foothold which you need to basically get your other foot in like a frog position to really clamp the feet while the hands are so marginal. So yeah, we've got challenging first boulders for all the competitors, you know, very uneasy, difficult to get the weight through, particularly when you're nervous, so always makes it harder when you're feeling that stress. Last thing you want to do is come out to a techie slab, which is what they've got today. Ida back on.
I think this will be the last go of the round for all competitors.
Running out of time. Let's see if she can get up onto the corner of this volume. Definitely going to need some kind of opposition. There we go.
Good.
Get the wrap in. See if you can get round. There we go. Perfect. And then into this undercut hold. Get the feet up. Get some clamping. 10 seconds left now, so she's only going to get the zone, but good effort there.
She might get the top, you never know.
Yeah.
Speedy ascent at the top.
Got to go quick. Just running out of time.
Oh, great progress from Ida there.
Yeah, super strong. So now we've got enough competitors out with giving you the on-screen leaderboard. Just gives you a flavour as to who's in what position. We've got a long way to go in the competition. Still the best part of a dozen athletes still to come out afterwards, but you can see there we've got Takata out in first, leading the way with really strong round. He's just about to start block 4 on this next try. Max Cousins, British climber, doing well with 2 tops. And
we welcome out Michael O'Neill to boulder 1, men's 1, and then women's 1 is Catherine McDougall.
so Michael's another one of our Irish climbers, is that right?
Yeah, correct. Irish contingent representing.
Yeah. So we always do well at CWIF getting a big international presence. You know, a lot of the teams using it for preparation for the World Cup season ahead, which, whilst we're in difficult times, difficult circumstances, still a really valuable event if you're a professional comp climber. And Kayleigh Harker here, reading that frog position really well.
Setting experience showing through there.
Totally.
Oh, great work from Kayleigh. Nice.
Yep, absolutely crushing
Is that
that boulder.
flash?
I think he's come out 2 flashes for Kayleigh, so if he continues on like this,
Strong
he's going to be in a really good position. So Tomoaki Takata He's got 3 tops, so currently in the lead, but of course he's now on block 4, so really needs to top that one quickly by the looks of it. He's going to have the rest of the pack chasing him.
Frances Bensley taking a wild cut on women's 3, but looking strong.
Super strong through this section now. See if she can read the feet. Getting a little bit pumped now. She needs to come across to the other side of the volume. That's it. Get the undercut and put your right heel up, hopefully. She's going straight to zone. Yeah, looks like she's going for a different sequence here. Just figuring it out. It's going to be interesting to see how the competitors go through. We've got some interesting stats here in on our screen about the amount of time they're spending on the wall in total. So obviously the longer you're hanging on, the harder it is. And with that attempt there, Frances Bensley's average time just gone up massively. She has spent a total of 3 minutes on the wall across the first 3 climbs, and an average attempt duration about 45 seconds. So she's using a lot of energy still with 1 boulder to go.
Yeah.
But she's out in front, 2 tops, and she's still got plenty of time left, 2 minutes to see if she can get a 3rd top.
Catherine McDougall heading for a top on women's 1.
Yeah, making short work of this first boulder. Nice and tall, go controlled. This last hold's not great, but sticks the heel, holds the cut loose, and a good top from her. Always good, as we said. Catherine getting a quick top in, 3 attempts. She'll be feeling pretty happy with that, I reckon.
And Kitty Morrison is out on the last women's boulder, so this round will complete her semi-final campaign.
And she's the first woman to try that today, is that right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so she's got it all to do. Got to try and figure out the sequence. She's got no competitors ahead of her to have a sneaky peek during isolation, so it's a really difficult job for her. We've got Michael on your screen now.
Really
on
trying
block
to use that heel.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of competitors skidding off that heel and needing to change it to a toe before the transition. So we'll see if he gets that. But meanwhile, bottom right hand corner of your screen, we can see Frances Bensley, and we've got Kieran here doing really well on block 3. See if he can get the finish, get the match.
Yeah.
Nice, good job, Kieran.
That'll bump him up.
Absolutely. So all of the men's boulders seem to be getting progression. Men's 4 at the moment, the only one without a top, or zone for that matter. So that seems to be the really tricky one. So the guys are going to have to be super efficient with their goes to make sure they have got enough in the tank for when they get up there. What's the knowledge on men's 4? I hear there's some kind of trickery.
To do with a knee bar, I think.
Oh, no. There's a number of knee bars and hand jams in qualifiers yesterday. A few bloodied competitors afterwards, so I'm sure they'll be feeling it today.
Tomawaki getting back on, probably for his last go.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Just not engaging that knee bar quite right. Good job he wore trousers though.
Oh, with seconds to go, Michael gets the top of block 1. Great work.
Awesome effort. Frances Bensley not looking too happy on women's 3 there. I think she felt like she had a good opportunity to do that boulder. Very much her style, steep climbing.
So next out we've got Nathaniel Coleman from America.
Big
USA.
hitter, one of our Olympians. Obviously, touchwood, all being well, off to Tokyo in the summer, so he'll be using this event as good practice for that process. I mean, it's incredible really to think how far climbing's come since, certainly since I was competing, and it's I'm really excited to see what happens over the Olympics.
It's amazing, yeah.
Yeah.
Exciting times for the sport for sure.
This flick move, super hard to control with poor feet. You've got to really get up high onto that bicep to control it. We've got Seb struggling on that first move on men's 2 as well. As I said before, those starting EP volumes, the footholds are very, very poor.
Nathaniel off to a good start. Oh!
Yeah, going for that heel. It's super difficult transition footwork wise, a lot of learned positions. So certainly helping the route setters get a split.
Ida looking good on women's 4. Looks like she's unlocking the sequence.
Yep. Max Milne here, securing the zone on his flash attempt. So he knows he's got to do these boulders quick. So I'm sure he'll be going giving it everything on this last move, nice and controlled. Super strong. He's taken the cut. It's going to be a hard match now, but he's got it. Good for Max. He's pushing through now. He's got 3 tops, so he's
in second
place. Yeah. Hopefully he's left enough in the tank for that 4th boulder, which seems to be the one that's potentially going to split the men's field today. As we got Nathaniel.
Change the toe now.
Absolutely. Yeah, allowing him to hopefully transition up to the volume above the zone here. Got to keep those heels down on the really poor footholds. And you can see the polish on the black, just making it impossible to use any other part of the hold than the yellows that you can see.
Tiny minimal foot.
Yeah.
There it is, weight on that now.
Nice. Obviously a really experienced competitor, knows what he needs to do, and crushing
Up
it.
in the bag. Nice.
So that's a top on his 2nd try, pumping the crowd up. A crowd of 0, apart from obviously the judges and event workers. It's a closed event, so a bit different for the competitors, but doesn't seem to be bothering them.
No, they're still giving it their all. I think they're psyched to be competing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, we're sat here in the commentary truck. We're psyched to be watching them. Yeah. Here we go, back on women's 2. This move here on the shoulder seems to be stopping a lot of the field. That plate that she's got her left hand on is really marginal, and you've got to transition that right hand up. Meanwhile, yes, Ida doing the jump on women's 4 in the bottom right hand corner of your screen. She's the first competitor, I think, to make the jump, so let's see how she gets on with this last move. We've been told that this is a difficult finish to the boulder. Really poor feet.
Get the weight over.
That's it.
Oh, come
Stick
on.
those feet. Come on. Lovely.
There you go.
Good. So she's absolutely smashing it on that final boulder, and that's going to put her in good shape.
Into 1st.
Exactly. She's now got 2 tops in 5, so she'll be pretty happy with that. The middle 2 boulders, we know one of them goes, so she might feel a little bit disappointed about that, but still.
Let's see if that's enough to get her through into the
Absolutely, putting in a good turn there, and currently leading the field. So we've got Frances Bensley coming out, and she's still got time to complete women's 4 after her, and potentially take the lead away from her with 3 tops. So we'll see. But meanwhile, we've got still a full field of competitors on the wall. We've got Seb trying men's 2,
Pippa
on women's 2.
It's powerful, that boulder. Tires you out.
And Matt Cousins getting stuck into these knee bars and not enjoying life at all. That's the face of a man who just wants some grips to hang on to, I think.
So 30 seconds left of this rotation.
Yeah. Seb really finding it hard to read what to do on that men's 2. As I said, the weight through the feet is key, and if you're not getting the right body position, everything just feels horrendous and there's no way you can hold on.
Last burn for Matt. Can
Yep.
you figure it out? Oh.
That knee bar just absolutely horrendous. I mean, if you're on the shorter side like Matt as well, I imagine just physically spanning the knee bar is a tricky thing. So that's the end of that rotation. We've got the next athletes out. Who have we got?
We've got Aidan Dunn for the guys, and for the women we've got Natalie Berry.
Ah, great, another 2 Brits.
Yeah.
Nat Berry, obviously a seasoned British team competitor, and Aidan Dunn, one of our youth.
Yeah, I think he's transitioned into senior now, maybe
Okay.
just.
Just through, but obviously climbed really well yesterday to be beating out Olympians in
Yeah.
Nathaniel Coleman. He'll feel pretty happy with that, although he'll know there's a long way to go in the competition.
Pressure's on for a quick top of this block.
Yeah, I think all the guys are understanding how quickly they've got to do these boulders now.
Straight in with the toe, good reading there.
So it's currently a 3-block competition for the men, with men's 4 proving difficult for everybody to get through. No zones secured at all. And in the women's, 2 boulders need to be secured for first position currently. And you can just see in the bottom right hand corner Frances Bensley on women's 4. She's currently in 2nd position, so if she can get a top here, she'll be looking in good shape for a final spot. But Aidan Dunn absolutely crushing it on his first go. See if he's got enough in the tank to finish it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Nice.
cheeky flash there for him. That's going to really, really help him throughout the rest of the comp.
Big confidence boost.
Absolutely, and you can see the graphics there on the left. We've got Kalian Harker, who's on his third boulder now. Came out and absolutely crushed the first two with 2 flashes. So he's in third position already, still with this boulder and another to go. So I'm sure he'll be feeling pretty happy with himself right now.
Francis back on women's 4. Got to try and figure out this slightly more coordination, new style boulder.
Yeah, so it's a bit of a slabby start, and then it's a sort of a hop swap, is it?
Yeah, Rob was saying it's more new school.
New school meets old school. Francis, obviously renowned for her really strong, powerful outdoor climbing.
More static style.
Exactly. Let's see how she gets on with the coordination move. So yeah, we've got a full amount of athletes on the wall now, 4 in each category. Always good when the competition progresses to this level. Got plenty to look at on your screen, and we're doing our best with the graphics to give you as much information as we can. But Kalian Harker here is on men's 3.
Looking strong.
Super, super strong on the first 2. If he can get a top here, he will go into first place, I believe. And let's see if he can match the finish.
Oh my.
Really difficult once you move the feet, but there he is.
Strong work.
Awesome. Really, really good.
Great performance from Kalian so far.
Yeah, and obviously he's one of the older, shall we say, competitors, but proving,
Still got it.
Still got it, absolutely. But with that top, he's now gone into first place with 2 flashes and that boulder in a second go. So yeah, he's really good shape to make finals. Nat Berry on your screen, shaking out. Route climber doing a bouldering comp. You can always tell them, but let's see how she gets on this last move. Absolutely levitating through there. Very, very strong from Nat Berry. So that's a quick top from her. Frances Bensley there, still struggling with that coordination transition on the slab. Who have we got here? Michael O'Neill. Michael O'Neill on M2. Again with the bad feet, trying to get as much height as you can off those volumes and up onto the shoulders. Women's 3 just in the background on the left there. Again, has been proving difficult for competitors to get through. I don't believe we've had a top of that one yet.
Not yet.
In the women's field, 3 of the boulders have been completed now, so it's looking like you need at least 2 tops.
Catherine McDougall making great work on women's 2.
Yeah, she came out and did block 1 very quickly, and yeah, she will be hoping to continue that throughout the round. Here we're getting a good close-up of women's 3 now. This is the really beefy roof climb. That's a tongue twister for you. And she's making short work of that. Catherine pulling back on, having a lot of attempts here in quick succession before the timer runs out.
Probably it for those guys now for this round.
Super frustrating when you feel like you've just unlocked the sequence, but then that timer's running out. And no more dice. So Frances really trying to get the zone.
Right idea.
Yeah. Good round. Yeah, she can see it there in her face. She knows she potentially needs some more, but 2 tops. She's still in second position at the moment. She didn't get a zone in the 3rd or 4th boulder, so maybe that will be the thing that holds her back. But still, awesome effort on the first 2 boulders. She'll be happy with that. So we can see the top 8 now. What number have we at? How many more competitors still to come?
So we're halfway through the field exactly now. We've got Hannah Koger from Japan out on the women's block, and then we've got Jan Hoyer from Germany out on the men's.
I hear he's done a bit of climbing before, so he's another Olympian off to Tokyo, all being well, and making short work of that. He read the foot sequence perfectly. He's obviously spent a lot of time in Sheffield in recent years.
Nice.
Much like Alexander Migos, we're hoping to claim him.
Shall we just adopt them?
Yeah, I think we'll bring him in. Anyway, certainly if he continues flashing, we're definitely claiming him.
Top for Hannah as well. Flash to start her campaign. Strong work.
That's it. Max, the future, getting stuck onto men's 4. Currently the only boulder in the men's category that hasn't been done.
Looks so hard.
Super difficult knee bar section to get through. None of the guys have been able to really get anything out of it. So there, good results on the left, good graphic for you to see. Men's 1, 2 and 3 all getting done. Men's 4 proving difficult, and then in the women's category we've had tops of block 1, 2 and 4, but nothing on block 3 yet. So I think as the field progresses we'll probably see some of the higher qualifiers getting good results on those.
Good work there.
So yeah, we've had a zone applied. These graphics from the team here are awesome, hopefully giving you all the info you need, but do let us know if there's anything you want to see. I have to say, from my point of view, doing these events, it's so good to have all of the information at your fingertips, and I'm sure you can appreciate that. Let's hope we can get this on the IFSC. That's for what my opinion is worth. I think it's an awesome system. Max Milne here, going through, getting this knee bar in.
Can he make the knee? Oh, that was better.
Much
Trying
better.
to slow that movement down.
Super tricky.
Losing lots of skin in the process, no doubt.
Yeah, I think we might see a few people coming out with trousers later on once they start to figure it out.
Casual.
Oh, casual on the coordination move.
Cameron looking strong on that.
Absolutely. Yeah, so it's good to see
In fact,
lots of climbing going on. We're doing our best to show as much of it as we can, but we are limited with screen time, so we'll try and keep it on the competitors that are making good progress on boulders for you. And here we think we're going to get top on women's 2. Can she match it now? Super tricky position. That right hold is not great. And remember, you've got to hold it in control, so I doubt the judges are going to give her that. We've got a full IFSC judging team here, so I'm sure they'll be sticking to the rules. No gimmies here, not in this house.
No.
Even without the crowd. So this women's 3 is the one that seems to be causing lots of problems. Gracie, what do you think they're missing on this boulder so far?
Well, I think it's just super hard to unlock in such a short period of time. It's a really complex sequence, and they've only got 5 minutes on the clock, so Emma's set a really hard to read boulder.
Yeah, I guess that's what happens when you climb 9A. You're pretty strong, right?
Yeah.
It's hard to get the level, but it's a big team, so they'll all have been tested and completed obviously before, but yeah, I would imagine the higher qualifiers coming out later will unlock that sequence. Here goes Seb, men's 3. Really, really powerful boulder through this start section, and then up on the shoulders. Seems to be quite a flicky few boulders here, both in the men's and women's category. Yeah. Obviously a signature of a particular route setter. Jamie Cassidy, IFSC route setter, and Britt, renowned for the flicks.
For sure.
So good to see a couple of those.
Oh,
again.
I don't think she'll get that.
Not sure she's going to be given that.
ISO unlocking.
Yes, up on
Women's
the
4.
coordination move there. Super strong. Now these footholds to finish are not great, so I'm sure she'll take her time. She's got 5 seconds left. Got to transfer quickly. That's it.
Time
Come
out.
down.
Oh, what a shame.
What a shame, yeah.
Great
Just
effort.
at the end of her round. A top there would have been really useful.
So next out we've got Yoshiyuki Ogata from Japan. Super strong climber, well known on the World Cup scene.
Yep.
Can't wait to see what he's going to bring to semi-finals. And in the women's we've got Eugenie Lee.
Excellent, yeah, so we've got a really diverse competition today. Lots of competitors from all over the place. Olympians galore, and you can see there on his vest Team WOD. So he was competing for the climbing works in the team event during qualifiers yesterday as well. So yeah, we've got this women's 3 boulder now. Knee bars, guppies, super difficult to read the sequence on this one.
I think they're tired out from women's 2. It's 2 really physical boulders back to back. The route setter's really testing the girls there.
Yep, Aidan Dunn here came out and absolutely smashed the first boulder. See how he gets on. He's found the frog position.
Yeah.
taking the weight off his arms. Those holds are really, really poor. Guppying away, just trying to find the right weight distribution on his feet to press up for that final hold. No, not quite.
Yoshiyuki making great progress on men's one. This is his flash attempt. Can he make the top?
Absolutely.
A good start to his campaign if he can. Yeah, super casual.
So we're starting to get the top 10 competitors from yesterday's qualification coming through. So we'd expect to see a lot more tops, a lot quicker. And in the men's comp, it's certainly looking at the moment like you've got to do at least 3 boulders to proceed into tonight's final. And in the women's, certainly 2, and there's potentially 3, I would say. So bottom right-hand corner of your screen, Eugenie Lee. Just starting to climb again after a bad finger injury, so great to see her in the finals today, semi-finals, and potentially finals later if she can get a couple of tops. She's a British team climber, so very experienced. She goes nice and slowly, yes, and in for the match. So that's a top for her, 3rd try. She'll be pretty happy with that. Always good to get a top on deck first of all, settle the nerves before the horrendous overhang and slab that they've got to look forward to later.
Kalian is back out as well on men's 4. Wonder how he's getting on.
Yeah, so men's 4 is the one that nobody has secured a zone on yet, and we'll show that shortly. But he's currently top of the leaderboard with 2 flashes and a boulder in 3. So we'll keep an eye on him. But we've got women's 4 here, which is a hybrid boulder, some techie slab climbing mixed with a little coordination jump, set by one of our youngest route setters, former GB climber Max Ayrton. So bring a bit of the new school. But Kalian is our first competitor to get straight through into the zone. A top here would really put him in good shape for finals.
Looking strong.
Looking really, really good here. See if he can lock it down. Oh, just
so close.
Just missing it.
He's got time for another go.
And Michael O'Neill on block 3 as well. So there's tops flying about everywhere now, and I think Kalian currently sitting in first place with a zone on that 4th boulder will really help. But we've also got, Jan Holger, Alexander Megos, Nathan Phillips, huge international field still to come out, so I'm sure it's going to be incredibly tight.
Nat Berry really, really high up on women's 2 again, trying to figure out how to get the match on that top hold.
Yeah, that awkward position, there's nothing worse than staring down the barrel of the gun, looking at that top hold and perhaps losing concentration just for a second while you're thinking, oh, I've got it, I'm in, and then before you know it, you're off on the floor, kicking your chalk bag. Well, I kicked the chalk bag, yeah. Here we go. This is the women's 3 boulder that's been very, very challenging for the girls today. Difficulty reading what to do. Best attempts that we've seen have been to actually come further right with heading up onto the top of the big grey EP volume to the right. Here goes Kalian again.
Trying to hunt down that top.
Yeah, much smoother through this section, but still looks like there's a long way to go.
5 seconds to go.
Just missing it. I'm sure he'd be furious, and his knee won't thank him for wearing shorts on those knee bars, that's for sure. But still, he's out in front.
Sitting in first place.
Can't beat that, to be fair. So he's leading the pack. He got 3 tops and 4 zones in very few attempts, so we'll see if he can hold on till the end. But we've still got, as I say, a number of really strong climbers who I'm sure you're all excited to see. We obviously got to watch them in qualification yesterday, and there was a lot of competition, particularly in the men's.
So on men's 1 at the moment, we've got Ty Tewksbury out, starting his campaign, and then for the women, we've got Hannah Smith.
Nice. So these guys on the younger end.
Yeah.
Ty Tewksbury was a GB youth climber. I'm not sure if he's transitioned into seniors or he is, but certainly one to watch out for. Qualified really, really well yesterday in the top 10. And you can see graphics buzzing around on the left-hand side of your screen, just keeping up to date we're trying to do our best and show you all the climbing we can, but we've got tops going for Nathaniel Coleman here, looking super strong. That's 2 tops for him. Sorry, 3 tops for him. So he matches Kalian with 3 and 4. Really, really good effort from him. Still 1 more boulder to go, and if he can get the top, he'll be feeling pretty happy with himself. Tai Tewksbury really using his weight on the right toe, which seems to be the key method for this boulder.
Got to get more and more weight through, but the scarier that is.
Absolutely. That's the sort of complex part of it. You feel like you want to just yard up on your arms, but actually it's putting, as you see there, you've got to put so much weight through the feet so that you can keep all points of contact.
Fear on women's 3, trying to unlock this complex sequence. It's looking good.
Looking good. This seems to be the method.
Wrap on the
top, hold the swing, get up onto the guppy on the corner of top corner above her head. That seems to be the method. With the heel,
nice,
lovely. Out into the
and
undercut.
Pippa Watkin on women's 4, just in your bottom corner of your screen, is also making really good progress.
But here, this is the one in the women's competition. Women's 3, we have not seen many zones, and we certainly haven't seen a top yet. So great to see her securing that. And Pippa, she's been on this boulder a while now. She knows she needs it. She had a bit of a rough semi-final round, so if she can secure a top here, she'll be feeling pretty happy with herself.
Plenty of time left on the clock. She's trying to stand on the the hold in the middle, the
circular looking one.
Yeah, circular one. It's dual text. It's really, really bad. Super shiny.
So you can't get any weight through that foot.
So you can't stand on it.
I see, right. So you've got to make your way out to that triangular foot volume and get as much weight through that foot. I think this heel hook is a bit of a red herring from having seen the route setters test it. We didn't see many of them getting into that position. It was all about standing right foot where it is now and getting out onto the triangular volume to the left.
Tie high on block 1 again. Let's see if he can figure the top out.
Yeah, maybe a little nerves. As we said before, he's one of the younger competitors who climbed really well yesterday to make it through into the semi-final. Just needs to keep his cool, and there you go. He's got it. Top for Ty in 5 attempts. So not the quickest, but certainly not the slowest. So, but
still keep him in the running.
Exactly, keeping pace. Here goes Pippa. Can she get the match? No. No dice for her, unfortunately. And we're running short of time. She'll probably give it one more try, 50 seconds. Here goes Jan.
Jano, men's 2.
Finding the frog position. Now he's got to get all the weight down, hips above the feet, clamping. Just so difficult. Jan's obviously quite a big guy, tall. Maybe he's finding it hard to get into that frog position. Women's 2. Now getting
Koga from Japan.
She needs to get really high on this foot, lock it down to the zone hold to the left.
Trying to go and skip past the zone hold.
Yeah, we were chatting to the route setters earlier, and they were saying they've tinkered around with that quite a lot to stop them going direct to the finish. So
looks like it's worked.
Definitely worked. And we're out of time for Pippa. Unfortunately, she got super high on that boulder, securing the zone, but not meant to be. So that's her competition over for today. Put in a good show. She got 2 zones, but unfortunately no tops, so it's unlikely for her to progress through.
So strong British contingent coming out for the next round. We've got Molly Thompson-Smith for the women, and for the men's we've got Will Bosey.
Yeah, 2 of our brightest talents. Obviously looking forward. Those guys are targeting Olympic Games in the future, and they're a really good mixed discipline team. We've got Aidan Dunn here, climbing his socks off today. Super strong on this boulder, eyeing up the finish. Got to keep it together. This last move and match is not easy.
Can he control it?
But he needs to get the feet on now, get some clamping. Come on, Aidan. Finish it off. There we go. Well held.
Brilliant.
Really good effort from him.
Yoshiyuki, oh, casual top.
Casual
Looking
on
good.
block 2. So we're starting to see these can all be done. There's only 2 boulders, 1 in each category that hasn't been topped yet. So all to play for at the moment. Molly absolutely cruising through women's 1 there. Will Bosey, as we said, it seems to be the trick to get the toe on rather than heel.
Yeah.
That's tends to be what happens to everyone who uses the heel. And women's 2, we've got Eugenie Lee, super strong British team climber, on the way back from a finger injury, so great to see her in the semi-finals. And I'm sure you'll all be familiar with Will Bosey. Really, really good multidiscipline climber, working on trying to get to Olympic Games, as I'm sure everybody is.
Not Berry, trying to figure out women's 3.
Yeah, this
Complex sequence.
has been the one today to challenge the females. She just needs to get this left hand up higher and engage that thumb catch. Yeah, so seems to be left hand where her right hand is. It's the method. So you can engage the compression on the volume.
Great work from Will there, unlocking the toe.
Yeah,
instead
I always
of the
think it's
heel.
super impressive when you see people come out and read something correctly, instinctively knowing where to put their feet and doing it in a flash. It's, as you can see, really difficult to read sometimes. Will trying to get everything he can out of that foothold. It is not good. Really small. Got to get his weight over.
Come on.
Go slow, Will. No.
Oh,
Yeah, I think he might need a stiffer pair of shoes. Looked like his wouldn't get much out of that little pebble foot. Catherine McDougall on women's 4 here. We're halfway through the allotted time. Competitor's got 1:50 to go. Oh, she read it right. Just
almost
feet,
too casual.
yeah, feet just skidding away from under her. But as you can see on the left-hand side of the screen, you've got the current standings. These are obviously live, but they're not certified at this point, so they're just a guide. Obviously, there'll be a period for appeals, etc. after, but gives you a good indication as to who's doing what where, and we'll continue to update those as we go along. Huge amount of climbers for us to cover, so we're doing our best to get as many boulders featured as we can. This one here, centre frame, men's 1 is Will Bosey. Really not enjoying this slab.
Maybe the nerves getting to him a little. He's quite late out in the group and knows that he probably knows that he needs to get a top.
And obviously he made the finals last year at this event, so he'll be wanting to do it again.
Pressure's on.
Pressure is on. See if he can change it to a toe again.
Change his shoe.
So difficult.
Change his left shoe.
Yeah. It's just that heel causing frustration there. Little bang of the wall. Nat Berry, route climber, hanging around, trying to find the right sequence, but not quite unlocking it. As we said before, the competitors who've been getting furthest have been heading a little bit more to the right, up onto the top of the right-hand EP volume.
10 seconds left. This rotation.
Catherine going for zone.
Yeah. Might make all the difference.
Okay.
Oh,
So unlucky. But we're at the end of that rotation, and we'll have 2 new competitors. We're getting towards the end of the list. I think we've got another 6 or so to go. So who have we got?
So we've got Jen Wood for the women and Aidan Roberts for the guys. Both
Again.
2 very seasoned competitors who know what's needed.
British team climbers again.
Yeah.
I'm sure everyone will be familiar with Aidan Roberts. Really, really strong outside climber, smashing multiple V14s all over the place, and yeah, we've got a really strong field to come out later.
Yeah.
This women's 4 seems really difficult to get the transition right.
Quick top for Jan on men's 3, isn't it?
Men's 3, that's right. So that's going to jump him straight up.
And Aidan looking cash on men's 1.
Yeah.
Nice, good start.
Good start for him. I think the real surprise so far for me, just looking at the results, is Jan not quite getting the top on men's 2. So at the moment it looks like you need a minimum of 3 boulders to progress. So I'm sure he'll be looking to do it on block 4, which as yet hasn't got any tops.
Yeah.
Coleman on block floor, Ty Tewkesbury here on the left hand side, trying to get the weight through those feet and into the shoulders. Really difficult. So difficult to read these boulders. Remember, they're all being done on site, so whilst they might be really seasoned competitors like Nathaniel Coleman here, you've still got a lot of thinking to do to get through.
He's trying hard.
Finally getting someone through. So we've only had one competitor progress through that section, Kalian Harker, who's currently leading the field and just couldn't quite get the final hold. That would have been the clean sweep for him, 4 boulders, the dream. Jen Wood struggling to get that transition across to the left.
Hannah Koga looking strong on women's 3. She's making good progress here. Gets the zone.
Yeah, she's climbing really well. Fortunately, I think she might be wrong-handed now. But still, all of that information on such a short amount of goes will certainly help her to unlock the rest of the sequence. Still got 2 minutes 30 left for all these competitors, so they won't be stressing out too much. Although Jen Wood doesn't look like she's having a lot of fun right now.
No.
Nothing worse than a first boulder that you just can't quite figure out.
So hard to reset in that rest period if it doesn't go so well on the first block, and try and just be fresh-minded for what's to come.
Every go's a blank canvas, but obviously you've got the feelings and emotions of previous goes, frustration. You can see the clock running down. It's really difficult to manage. Well held here on women's 2.
Oh yes, women's 4 controlled the coordination movement.
Yep.
Fear looking good.
Super strong now. That's the method that we've been told, really weighting that left foot to get the right on. And there's the match.
Is that second top of the round?
Yeah.
That block, great effort.
Yeah, really good. That's going to push her right up to the top of the leaderboard.
Good work.
2 tops, so she did the first boulder and the last boulder. We have seen a top of women's 2, but only 1. And as yet, this boulder you've got in your face, women's 4, we've not seen anybody top. But as we keep saying, we've got more competitors to come out. This is the semi-final round, so it's the top 20 from yesterday. We had 375 competitors, whittled down to the top 20 men and women. And they're all trying to progress from this round into tonight's final, where we'll get the top 6 battling it out to be CWIF champion.
Jem Wood coming so close on that first coordination.
Nathaniel, here we go.
Back
Only
on.
the second male to get up into this section, securing the zone. And this was where Kalian, the current first place male, fell trying to secure this last hold. Very, very difficult off a poor knee bar.
Can we convert it to a top?
Staring it down. Oh, so close, just missing out. But either way, he's gone into first based on number of attempts on the first 3 boulders. He's got 7 seconds left and he will be fuming, I'm sure. But still looking pretty.
Good round for him.
Good round. The first 3 boulders that have been done by multiple people, he's done quickly, so you can see the scores on the left side of your screen. Hopefully giving you a bit of a flavour as to what's happening in the competition.
So we've got 2 new athletes out now as well. For the women, we've got Louise Flockhart from Scotland, really strong junior. And we've also got Hamish MacArthur, also another strong British junior.
Good to see them making it through. This is Molly Thompson-Smith, local Sheffield climber. Super strong British team, multidiscipline. Absolutely cruising through this section so far. She's had some horrific injuries as well over the last few years, so it's great to see her climbing well. milking this zone crimp. She's got to keep it together now to get this final hold, which is not great. She's looking good so far. See if she can come in for the match.
Steady
Perfect.
flash. Good work.
Good work from Molly. I believe that's going to take her straight into first place. Let's have a look. Yep, 2 flashes on the first 2 boulders, so she's currently in third, but that's just based on zones. So I would imagine as she goes forward onto blocks 3 and 4, you'd see her get towards the top.
Rosie getting high on block 2 here, really trying to settle into that frog position. Oh,
That's it. Hamish MacArthur has had a brilliant pre-season, attending all of the sort of notable British off-season events and climbing really well, making finals in lots of them. So it's great to see him. Absolutely cruising through this section now. He's unlocked it. Expect to see him reaching out and matching. That poor left hold. There it is. Good top for him. 3 attempts. Certainly settled the nerves.
Louise getting high on women's 1 as well. Good start to her campaign.
Yeah, this final move isn't that easy. A lot of awkward feet positions, but she's
Steady away, nice.
crushing it. A little pivot to check the judges giving her the okay, which they have. So we've got Will Bosey there, stepping back, seeing if he's missing anything on that last move. I mean, we've both been there, Gracie. It's when it's not going well, it's not great.
No, it's definitely not as fun. You've got to try and turn it around, that's the key.
Yeah. Keep
He's
your
got
head
time.
together. Try and regroup. Is he doing something wrong? Is the sequence wrong? It's really difficult to know whether to stick or twist with a method as well. But we've got Nat Berry on screen now, teetering across this slab, lining up the coordination move shortly. Needs to get the feet sorted a little bit better, enable her to generate some momentum over to the zone hold. Will Bosey,
Back on.
yeah, absolutely smashing through this section. Really strong route climber, 9B, 9A plus, something like that. So he's taking a chalk bag because he's got time. Let's see if he can find this right frog position. The way we were told is 2
Sink low.
toes, but seems to be working so far. Getting some good compression through the feet. I think he might try and change it to a toe. But ideally get the left one back on as well and then sit on it.
Aidan Dunn trying men's 4. The only boulder yet to be topped in the men's still.
Yeah, we've had...
Do you reckon we're going to see the top of it?
I think we will see a top. We've got some really good technical climbers still to come through. Although Nathaniel, he is no slouch, Olympian, and he was just falling short on that last move. But either way, awesome effort getting all the way up there. Just him and Kalian so far today being able to secure zone.
So just 45 seconds left of this rotation. Probably one more good go for each of the athletes.
Yeah.
If they want to make it happen, now's the time.
On your screen, Jenny Lee struggling on this problem that we've not seen a top of yet. Women's 3. You can see all the tape on her left hand there. Just coming back off the injury, so maybe lacking a little bit of confidence on the fingers, but
There we
she's
go.
making good work now. See if she can get up. She's got 18 seconds to get to zone.
Take the cut. Yeah,
Taking
good.
the cut well. Come on, you Jenny. Get that right hand up above your head. Lovely. Just not figuring out the positions. And I think we're going to call that a day on that rotation.
Yep.
That's the end of the comp for Nat Berry. Who have we got replacing her?
So we've got Tara Hayes will be out for the women, and for the men we've got Nathan Phillips. Both climb at the same time.
Power couple.
Aw.
I think they must have planned it results-wise to come out at the same time.
Tactical.
Tactical, yeah, absolutely. Nathan's obviously a previous champion.
Yeah, last year.
Last year.
CWIF champ.
Quiz champ, seeing if
Can
he
he
can be the
retain?
double champ. Obviously means a huge amount to all of these competitors climbing at this event, particularly from the UK. You know, I always remember coming to the events as a youth and then transitioning into seniors. It was always this and the British Championships that you wanted to do well.
Yeah.
Don't often get to climb in front of on a home wall. Even though you haven't got a crowd today, it's still nice to be in the home wall.
Jen Wood, nearly topping women's 2. Can she figure out the match? Spat a few people off. Just struggling to complete that. Nathan Phillips on men's 1.
So obviously we're trying to show you everything we can on screen, but it is really difficult with 8 different boulders to cover. But Tara Hayes came out and absolutely smashed women's 1, so she'll be happy with that. We've got Nathan on men's 1.
And Aidan also getting high on men's 2. Just getting into that really balancy frog position to line up for the last hold.
Yeah, these
moves.
holds are so annoying to get any purchase out of. The hand holds, bottom right hand corner of your screen there. Aidan just trying to squeeze as much as he can.
Few people just trying to go again there off the fin and the volume, but don't think it's quite working out. It's quite a wide move.
And we've got Jan coming through with the knee bar pad. Smart thinking from him, bringing one, and he could be our first top. Yes, first top of men's 4, absolutely crushing it. Knee pad, techers, working. So yeah, now all of the men's blocks have been topped, which is obviously a big change in the competition. Annoyingly for Jan, he only topped 3. He didn't do men's 2, which is quite a shock. He would have had a clean sweep otherwise, but either way he's sitting in first place because of zones and attempts on the tops that he did get. So he's sitting in a good position, but we've still got the likes of Alex Waterhouse, Jim Pope, some guy called Alex Magos.
Not really heard of him.
Yeah, it's unusual for an unknown to get through like him. And then of course we've got Billy Rydell coming out later, who qualified in first place in the men's. But meanwhile, on your screens we've got Jen Wood. She had a bit of a rough ride on the first boulder, but making short work of women's 2 here. Let's see how she gets on with this shoulder section. Got to really lock it down. Nice.
She just needs to figure out how to match that top hold. Was up here on her last attempt but couldn't quite figure it out. See if she's got enough beans. Yeah, there we go.
Awesome.
Nice and easy.
So you can see there, obviously she's topping the second boulder, but she's still probably thinking about that first one that got away, and she knows she needs to do that one to stand a good chance of progressing. Meanwhile, on your screens you've got Aidan Roberts here getting the frog position, trying to get as much friction as he can on those awkward guppy holds. I've climbed on those before, and they're really annoying. There's no real point or crimp or anything that you can grab hold of. You just got to squeeze. Good view of the comp wall there. As we said, we've still got the support crew here. We've got judges, brushers, and our technical team. But it is a closed event to spectators, doing what we can to obviously follow the rules on the corona. And it's just great that the event could happen in the end.
Yeah.
I know a lot of events are being cancelled or postponed throughout the rest of the season, which is disappointing for all these athletes. So all the training they put in, so it's great to see them here being able to
compete.
Yeah,
We've actually got an event to compete at the
absolutely.
moment, which is cool.
And on world-class route setting, amazing facility here at the Climbing Works in Sheffield. I'm not sure what year this is that the event's been running now, certainly as long as I can remember.
Yeah.
And it's great to see it still be one of the showcase on the international circuit.
Aidan high up again on men's 2. He's so close then to sticking those fins.
Yeah, it's really interesting. The competitors that have topped that boulder, they found that subtle hip position
pretty quickly, haven't
pretty
they?
quickly, yeah. It seems to be quite an intuitive boulder.
Hannah sticking the... she
just timed out. Unlucky there.
So that completes her semi-final round. And we welcome 2 new athletes out. For the women, we've got Gwyneth Utley. And for the guys, we have got Alex Waterhouse.
Yeah, see Alex Waterhouse. He's a really strong British climber, just got onto the British team. He competed at Adidas Rockstars this year, getting a wildcard place, and got through to the semi-finals and climbed really well there. So it's great to see him starting now to get consistent form across all of the events and
really training hard. So be cool to see if he can translate that into a result today.
Absolutely. Renowned for his shorts and short bags. Strong shorts.
Strong look. And if you just look down in the bottom right hand corner of your screen, you'll see Molly making really good work on women's 3.
Yeah, this is the boulder that nobody's topped yet today, is that right?
Correct. So she has got the zone already. It's moving up really slowly through directional fins.
Absolutely casual there from Molly. That is a dominant performance, coming out and with 3 flashes she's going to go straight into first position, and you'd have to say, irrespective of who's coming out,
that was a good effort.
A good effort, yeah. I'm pretty sure she'll qualify for finals tonight. She's still got 1 boulder to go as well. Yeah, she's happy with that.
She flashed women's 3. That was a great effort.
Yeah, and the only person to do so. So the sequence is there. It obviously goes. The route setters have got it right. Just difficult to figure out, I guess.
Gwyneth really trying to figure out women's 1.
Yeah, and Eugenie Lee back onto the slab on women's 4. So we've got some interesting stats here in Mission Control. We've got some wall time statistics that is always good to look at. So in the women's category, Molly Thompson-Smith so far, she's got 3 tops in 2 minutes 22 total time on the wall, whereas her nearest competitor, with only 2 tops, spent over 5 minutes on the wall. So it just shows how quickly she's doing her boulders. Average attempt, she's doing each of the boulders in under a minute, which is flying.
Quick.
Yeah,
hunting
really
down
quick.
Those tops very quickly, which if she does get through to the final, which is looking like she's in a strong position to do so at the minute, means she's going to be super fresh for later.
Yeah, and obviously skin, as you go through the competition, makes a big difference. Eugenie? Casual through there. Let's see if she can press out this final volume. She is one of the taller female competitors, so maybe she can get across in this method. I just think it's going to be really hard to match, but she's absolutely crushing it. And there we go. We have a top for Eugenie Lee. That's going to bring her into the top 6 straight away. In fact, the unofficial results, she goes into 5th. Unfortunately not getting a zone on boulders 2 and 3, so that might hold her back as we go along.
Still got some couple more strong athletes to come out and try all the blocks.
Yeah, we are getting towards the tail end now though. How many more have we got to come?
We've got 3 more athletes in the men and in the women to come out.
Yeah, so we're getting to the best qualifiers from yesterday. They did a 30 block tour in scramble format, which meant they had 3 goes on each climb, and in the men's category I believe all of the climbs got done in very, very quick succession. We had a lot of really strong climbers in the men's who didn't qualify. Again, we can see here this knee pad really changing the game on men's 4.
Yoshiyuki.
I mean, you have to argue that the 2 competitors, Nathaniel and Kalian, who didn't do this boulder but falling on the last move, might have done so if they got a knee pad. So
should have packed one in their bag, shouldn't they?
Always bring it. Well, either way, didn't help him on that move, but I'm sure it certainly did lower down.
Louise back on women's 2.
Yeah,
close down the zone.
That flick move certainly sapping them on women's 2, perhaps making it harder for women's 3, which is the one that everyone has struggled on apart from Molly. But
alright, just popping in.
Yeah, Yoshiyuki Agata, who we just saw falling off men's 4, currently sitting unofficially in first position now, having secured that zone. He got 3 flashes on the first 3 boulders, which is super impressive there, you can see on your screen.
So we've got a new rotation. Jim Pope is out for the guys, and then for the women we've got Hannah Slaney. Both
2 not shabby rock climbers. Jim, they're both based in Sheffield?
Hannah based in Manchester.
Okay, so familiar with the works now, no doubt. Jim's pulling on.
Both very seasoned competitors, know what the deal is.
Yeah.
Trying to close down a fast top.
Jim, obviously, both a multi-disciplined competitor. He's competing in boulders and roots. Going for that heel method, which we've seen has proved difficult, but maybe Jim can press it out. Obviously qualifying higher. He might have it in the tank to do so, but we'll see. Everyone's been skidding off this heel.
Quick top there for Hannah. Good start to her campaign.
Super strong from her, but Jim absolutely riding that heel like it was nothing. Taking his time. Knows he doesn't want to make any mistakes on this. We've got Tara Hayes in the bottom right hand corner of your screen, doing super well on women's 2, but just missing out. Jen Wood she's only the second or third competitor to get that zone hold in the women's 3 problem.
And a top 4 Pope there.
Jim Pope slam dunking it out with a flash. That's exactly what you want. Exactly what you want.
Top for Nathan there as well, and a top for Aiden. The tops are flying.
Yeah. Difficult to keep track of if you're a competitor. You know, you need to know what you need to do to progress to the next round. I think now it's just
focusing on you.
Just focus on you. Yeah. Think about the climb that you've got. Don't worry about the scores. Tara Hayes there having a quick shake out on women's 2. It's quite a physical boulder, and she's been at the top on the last go, so it's going to be tiring her out. She had currently on average she's spending about 30 to 40 seconds per attempt, which is quite a long time. This women's 4 has been a bit of a pick and mix problem. Some competitors doing it really easily and others struggling to find the right body position. It's a real mixture of slab climbing and coordination, which obviously 2 of the hardest things to do and control at the best of times, let alone when you're at the CWIF with 20 of the strongest people around.
Anna pulls on for another attempt. Where's she sitting at the moment?
Yeah, she's not in the top 10, I don't think. Just currently really needs this zone to progress. She's got the right idea, just something not quite going right with the feet, I'd say.
Tara pulling back on women's 2, really needs to get a top of this block if she wants to see herself in the final later.
Yeah, she's just so casual through this start section, which a lot of people have been struggling with. She's got up to the zone on the first 2 attempts and finding it easy to lock down, but this last volume needs to get the right foot position and hips into the wall. Just a bit too far out, can't get the right purchase. There they are. Just shy. I'm not sure they're going to give her that. No, looking at the judge, not happening. Jen Wood
trying hard.
Yeah.
Women's 3.
She's done it really well to keep it together. She had a bit of a rough ride on the first boulder, not topping. So to get this one, still she's in the top 8 currently, so she's in with a shot. But a top here would really help her case.
Don't know if she'll have time. She's 50 seconds remaining on this round, so I think she's probably going to call it there.
She's gassed out, that's for sure.
Save her energy for the last block.
Yeah, the slab, which we have seen a few tops on, so I'm sure she'll be aware of that and think, well, I'm just going to save those 50 seconds and have a bit more rest. Hi Tewkesbury, bottom right hand corner of your screen, getting into the knee bars but not enjoying them.
Tara looking like she's probably also going to call it quits on that round.
It's that way after 15 seconds. They've all had a lot of tries on these boulders, 7 attempts each for Ty and Hannah, so that's enough for her. Rough round for her, unfortunately, no zones scored, so I'm sure she'll be disappointed, but even just making a CWIF semi-final is a huge achievement, so she should be really proud. She's a young competitor, she's got a long way to go in her career, so it's good to see them getting the opportunity to climb in this format, because it is really different compared to a scramble.
Super different, yeah. Really got to hunt that top down fast and work out the beat by yourself. You can't watch other people, and that makes a really big difference.
Absolutely, and the stress of just the competition format. You know, you're on the clock. You've really got to progress quickly. But Molly's our current first place female. She topped the first 3 climbs on a flash, which was super impressive. Let's see if she can get a clean sweep here. It'd be absolutely awesome if she got 4 flashes, showing how dominant she is.
If you just look down to the bottom right of your screen, you'll see we've got Alex Magos and Brooke Rabatou both out now.
Oof. Molly almost face planting the wall there. That's a tricky one. Alex looking casual on those terrible volumes. I'm always amazed at how casual he looks when he climbs. Not just his clothes, but you know, he's got time, and that's, I think, when you know the really good time. So we've got some interesting technology here that tells you guaranteed minimum positions, and if you look in the bottom right hand corner of your screen, you'll see these popping up every now and again. They're called event intelligence, and as the comp progresses you'll start to see those cropping up, which just tells you, you know, who can finish guaranteed what position. So Molly obviously crushing it, and she's guaranteed to make the finals now. Irrespective of what she does on this boulder, she will qualify in a minimum of 6th place. So there you go, bottom right hand corner of your screen. The second one, Yoshiyuki Agata from Japan, he will definitely make tonight's final, qualifying in 6th, minimum of 6th.
We also saw a flash from both Brooke and Alex on their first block, so that starts their campaign off really well.
Molly's really struggling on this women's 4 to find the right sequence. You can see it's a bit coordination-y, but not quite getting the right one. Also, I'm sure she'll be aware that she's absolutely smashed it so far. Maybe just going off the boil concentration-wise. Will Bosey.
Locked in that knee bar.
He is locked in and gurning. He's trying hard. Got to remember to breathe on these boulders. Super physical. Really confident through these EP volumes. Got to make room for the hands now. He really needs this top as well to stand a chance of getting in tonight's final. I think he's had a bit of a rough round so far. Only topping on the 3rd boulder, so if he tops this, he might stand a chance of getting closer, but still unlikely.
Trying to work that knee bar in to get as much height as possible.
Yeah, unlucky for Will Bosey there. So
Gwyneth Utley going well on women's 2.
We're really flying through the comp now. We've only got
one more
in each category to come out, so that's why we can start to predict. Obviously unofficially, these are not the IFSC official scores, but our in-house ones, but it gives you a good indication. Oh wow, Molly timing out, looking like she's starting to get a bit frustrated, but as we said before, she's definitely going to be in the final this evening. She's best possible place she can end is 1st, but at minimum she will be in 6th place in the final. So we'll have to wait and see as the comp comes to a close.
Louise making progress on women's 3 there. About to take the big cut.
Yeah, that's the one. Super hard to control this section. She's gone back to the other side, which unfortunately isn't the method. You need to get your right hand on the top of that EP volume. She's going back up to it now. She's spending a lot of time on the wall. She's been on that at least a minute. Super impressive. Okay, here we go on the lockdown move to zone. She's trying to go direct to the finish, which is a change the route set has made. They were trying to stop this method being possible.
Can she get the match?
Looks unlikely. That last hold that they changed on the top, really unpositive. Relies on the compression from the other hold.
Last competitors out, so we've got Billy Rydell, who qualified in 1st in the men's, and Holly Toothill was the top female qualifier yesterday.
Yeah, Billy is having an absolutely incredible pre-season. He's been to all the internationals. I'm sure you've already seen him. Studio block.
Great performance there.
Great performance, and of course seasoned competitor now, despite his years. And he'll be doing.
Holly is on women's 1 now. Both looking strong.
So we got the top 2 on the wall from yesterday's qualifier, doing really well. For those of you who are wondering what the noise is at the event, yes, it is a closed event. There is no crowd present, just the technical teams, brushing, judges, etc. And the noise is the owner, Percy Bishton and Sam Whitaker, who are obviously trying to give the competitors a little bit of abuse, or shall we call it motivation, shall we call it. But yeah, no crowd present here, but still trying to create a bit of atmosphere for the competitors. Yeah, such a shame we couldn't have everybody down today, but I'm sure you all agree, safety first.
Yeah.
Here's Hannah.
Just missing out on that
unlucky.
match.
Tara Hayes on women's 3, smashing through these volumes really easily. See if she can get all the way up onto this top of this EP volume. Hold the cut loose. A bit slower the release. That seems to be the method, right?
Yeah.
Keeping some kind of toe hook or heel hook to slow the release.
Wild swing.
So these results leaderboard, as you can see on the left-hand side of your screen, we'll put up another graphic in a minute, just expanding on who's done what boulder. But for now, those are the unofficial positions. In the men's category, you need at least 3 boulders in very few amount of attempts. All of the boulders have been topped. Nobody's topped all 4 yet in the men's category, just 3, but they all have been done. And in the women's event, all 4 boulders have been done, but not by one person. Molly Thompson-Smith, the only person to do 3 of them at the moment. There we go, as you can see on the screen. So Tara Hayes currently sitting in 7th with 2 blocks to go. She really needs to secure this zone now, which would push her up into the top 6 provisionally. She knows what to do now. She's going to try and slow down that release so that she can...
really high foot.
Yeah. You can see the frustration on her face there. You know, when you know what to do, it's so frustrating, isn't it?
Just can't quite make it happen.
Yeah.
She's got time though. 2 minutes, just under 2 minutes left on the clock, so...
Hannah Slaney here. She secured the zone on her first attempt, but did not top, so she's taking it easy, locking that down.
Static climber,
Yeah.
moving really slowly, strong.
Root Setters blocks that left-hand crimp you can see there, making it super difficult to load. And she's got to find the right body position now to match this last hold. Really poor X-Colt volume. See if she can do it. Get the hips
There we
across,
go.
that's it. No. It's almost like you need the hips further to the right.
Then you want to go.
Then you can
Yeah.
really go, yeah. There's Tara. And Tara, she's such a fighter, really battling through this section. She had a lot of attempts on this boulder, 4 tries now, which is going to start to take its toll. Aidan Roberts.
Back on last boulder for his campaign.
Yeah, some
Looking
seriously
a little
big
bit frustrated.
biceps.
Yeah.
Impressive. Always a good way to intimidate people. Big biceps. So provisional results on screen. You can see who's going to be making it through at the moment into tonight's final. Currently we've got a good chance of 2 Brits making it through in Kayleen Harker and Nathan Phillips. Fingers crossed they can stay there. Although we've got Alexander Magos, Billy Rydell, Jim Pope still out on the mat, so a lot of strong guys. But we are coming towards the end now. All the competitors are out, so we'll start to be able to get a better picture for the top 6.
Anna just trying to put down that top, and it looks like she's got it. Yes, great work.
Definitely in control there.
Just in time as well.
Yeah, on the
Just
buzzer.
timed out.
And here goes.
So Magos and Brooke are out on their second boulder. They both flashed the first one, so they'll be looking to continue that streak.
Yeah, super impressive. Tends to be the way in these boulders that from the results we're looking at now, You've got to do them really quickly. In the men's, either first or second try in these boulders to get through. I'm sure Alex will be aware of that, and whilst he's concentrating on what he's got to do, he needs to be aware of it as he progresses through the comp. So this women's 4 boulder, super varied movement, slow and controlled slab to start into a pop.
Alex and Brooke both making really good progress.
Yeah, 2 of our Olympians, obviously over this summer, all being well. So this is a good event for them to learn a different type of competition, different style.
Alex Morehouse looking really surprised with his top there. He's super psyched.
Absolutely.
That bumps him up into 5th place.
3 flashes, so equaling Nathan Phillips. That is not shabby at all. Really good. And Magos just missing out there.
Brooke also trying to find the match on.
Looking really casual here from Brooke. She needs to find the right hip position for this match. Super fit. She seems to have loads of time.
I don't know if they'll give her that.
No, I wouldn't give that, but plenty of time. That was her first attempt. So both her and Alex securing zone quickly, which will be important, but equally they know they need the top. So in fact now, provisionally, top left of your screen, you can see places 4th, 5th and 6th. 3 Brits. Fingers crossed we're going to have some representation tonight then. Just looking at the results, the only person who's confirmed as being in the final tonight, Yoshiyuki Ogata, who will definitely be in. Obviously positions are still to be confirmed, but he will be a minimum of 6th position, so he's progressing. And then we'll have to wait and see Jan, Nathaniel, Kaylee and all on tenterhooks.
Alex getting up to that penultimate hold again.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out how to stick the last move.
Really tricky to know which way to hold these holds. You've got to wrap really poor friction. Just such shallow holds, not a crimp in sight. Gwyneth Otterly now on women's 3. Certainly the block that's been the hardest to do today. We've only had 1 top from Molly Thompson-Smith on this boulder, and she absolutely crushed it.
Yeah.
It was super impressive.
With
a flash. Here goes Brooke.
Searching for the top.
No, again, not finding it.
Such a hard match. We've seen so many athletes struggle to match the top of that boulder.
Yeah, absolutely. So in the women's, we've actually got provisional confirmation now of 2 of tonight's finalists. Provisionally, Molly and Thea Cameron will be in the final. Positions obviously still to be confirmed with the climbers coming out, but a minimum of 5th and 6th position for them. Alex really needs this top now.
Come on.
Just not figuring it out. Clock's running down now.
Needs to figure this out if he wants to stay in the running for tonight.
Absolutely. Brooke and Alex both need this top. It'd be a huge shock if Alex didn't qualify. He is the double champ here at CWIF.
This is
so he's really got to
figure it out
and quickly.
Louise almost making that coordination move work. So close for her.
Yeah.
G figuring out the wrap on women's 3. Looking good. Takes the cut. Oh, not quite.
There we go. Brooke and Alex back on. 30 seconds to go. You can see the frustration there from Alex. He knows he's got to do it. Same with Brooke. She's been in this position twice now. So hopefully now she'll just get the hips in to facilitate that match. Alex.
Last go for both of these guys. The time is running down.
Unusual sequence from Alex, but that has worked really well for him. Come on, Alex.
Pressure's on.
That method actually seemed really, really good.
And just in the bottom right of the screen then, Louise Flockhart managed to get a top of boulder 4 for the women.
Wow,
so that bumps her up.
Yeah, that's a really good result for her. So that's bumped her up. Provisionally, Best possible rank she can get now is 8th, so she won't make tonight's final, but still awesome effort. She topped that on her 9th attempt.
Wow.
That is
racking the attempts up, but still closing down the top. Brilliant
tenacious
effort.
for sure. So Billy is the last climber tonight, today even. He's so far smashing it out. He flashed the first boulder, but knows he needs to do more. So I'm sure he'll be keeping concentration.
Holly making good progress on women's 2. She's the top qualified female competitor, so we'll be looking to continue her strong performance. So today, looking casual, locking down to that zone like it's nothing.
Absolutely.
Can she get this awkward match?
Super impressive.
Last competitor of the day to try it, and casual top there from her.
Really impressive that, considering obviously Olympian Brooke Rubber 2 didn't quite top it there. That's a really impressive effort from her. So immediately pushing her up into 5th position, and coming towards the end of the competition, she's going to be in a good position to make tonight's final.
Nathan Phillips on his final boulder, trying to get this knee bar in, make it as secure as possible. Are we going to see another top on this block?
Yeah, Nathan really needs this one to stand any chance of progressing. Here we go, Nathan.
Oh, close.
Really close.
Great effort.
No, he's actually, sorry, my information was wrong on the last commentary there. He will actually be in tonight's final provisionally. He's guaranteed at least 5th place because of that zone. So best possible place he could be is actually 1st, where he is now on that leaderboard, but he will be a minimum of 5, so he'll be happy with that.
Billy really needs this top to stay in the runnings for tonight.
Yeah, still 250
plenty of
to
time.
go, plenty of time, but
struggling to stand on those poor volumes, really minimal.
So from what we've seen on the other competitors, you really need to lean out from that first shoulder move rather than pressing in with the palm like Billy was. The idea of it being basically to keep more weight through those poor feet, as Gracie says. Tara sticking the jump.
Just needs to close down that top. She got pretty high on her last attempt, I think it was, but just couldn't quite get her weight over onto that triangle where her left foot is now.
Yeah,
really needs to stand into it.
And she needs this top. That's an awesome
brilliant
effort from her. She's going to go straight into the top 6 now with that, into 4th place. So she's going to have a rough ride over these last few competitors. She is guaranteed to be in the top 7, but currently sitting in 4th. So
nail biter.
Unsportsmanlike way, she wants people to fall off. But yeah, super effort from her on that last boulder. Unfortunately kicking Frances Bensley out of tonight's final provisionally. But still, these are the bits of the competition that are stressful but also exciting as we start to get an idea for who tonight's finalists will be.
Billy making those feet work on the start of men's 1, which is the first time we'll see him get higher on this, so hopefully he can keep that up.
Absolutely. See if he can read the frog position here, which he's done nicely. Knows he needs to take his time.
Go again,
I think he's going for the big one.
Oh!
Yeah, we know from all the other competitors that's not the way to do the boulder. Nathan has deployed the knee pad, so let's see how he goes with it. Staring down the barrel, and he's got the top. Can he match? This will be the first competitor to do all 4. Come on, Nath.
There he is. Showing why he was CWIF champ last year.
Yeah, going for the double champ status. That is an awesome effort from him. So he did all 4 boulders, the only person to do so, so he will be out in front. Best possible place he will be is 1st, but could still be knocked down to 3rd with the other climbers that are out. Alex Waterhouse, Jim Pope, Alexander Magos and Billy Rydell obviously still to come past, so yeah, it's still tight, but he will be really happy with that.
So Billy couldn't hunt down the top on that second boulder, so might be kicking himself a bit after that.
Yeah, that's a big loss for him, and Alex, I don't think either of them did them in the end, so They
both
will be
need to
feeling the pressure, that's for sure.
find something special on these next 2 boulders.
Yeah, they will definitely have to top the next 2 boulders, both of them, to stand a chance. They both still can progress, but at the moment sitting towards the end of the field in 18th and 19th place, but they both still got 2 boulders to go. Gwyneth Utterly here on her final boulder of the day. She got a top on the first climb and zone on the second.
So if she tops this block, it will push her into 6th position for now. I'm not sure whether she could hold that place. I'd have to see. She's good at this new school style.
Yeah. So if she can get a top on this at the moment in a few amount of attempts, she could still qualify. But at the moment sitting in 15th place. But she is guaranteed to be 15th now with the top and zone she's already secured. But she's got her eye on that finals. Brooke absolutely cruising here. As you'd expect on the more physical style boulder, she is crushing it.
Working her way into that zone, which she gets nice and easily.
She's only one of a few competitors today to get that zone hold. There's only been 4 other people ahead of her, with just 1 top from Molly. Just not finding the right position.
And while we were just watching Gwyneth earlier, Magos did also top his 3rd boulder.
That's going to be important for Alex.
For him.
Yeah, that's bumped him straight up into 11th place. So he can still make tonight's final. He'll need to do block 4, the hardest boulder of the day, and do it quickly, that's for sure. Yeah, but he's got 3 zones, 2 flashes, got a good chance, and he is the CWIF double champ so far. Oh, Gwyneth just dropping that slab, really unfortunate. Still, she's got the zone, bumps her up into 12th place, but currently not enough for finals. It is worth saying, obviously, that the results we're giving you are provisionals. These are just our technical results that we're using to work out along the way. The IFSC will obviously need to accredit those later. Still using the pen and paper, just dotting the I's and crossing the T's, old school style.
Brooke's really trying to hunt down a top on women's 3. She needs this top if she wants to stay in the running to be in tonight's final. She's currently sitting in 11th place, so
yeah,
top would be great for her here. She was looking good on her last attempt, so
absolutely.
See if she can figure out.
Yeah, she got really unlucky on the second boulder, but this is, we're told, the hardest, and certainly has been seen today. Only Molly topping this, so really going to have to bring it in now.
She's looking good. Strong work.
She's got some crimps, so she's looking good. Got to be slow now.
Great top.
Good effort from Brooke. Proving why she's going to the Olympics this summer. Super effort. Only the 2nd competitor to top that boulder. And immediately will push her up the leaderboard. She goes straight into 3rd place. So she is now guaranteed to be in tonight's final. She could be first if she gets a top on the last boulder, but at the moment she will be a guaranteed position of 5, subject to the checks, which is good for her. But currently sitting in 3rd. There's Alex Waterhouse. Had an absolutely phenomenal round so far. 3 flashes on the first 3 boulders, but currently 3 attempts in on this final one, and sitting in the precarious position of 6th place, so he could be knocked out by the remaining competitors. He'll be wanting to get a top.
Unfortunately, he is wearing shorts, so that knee bar is going to be pretty painful.
Yeah, absolutely, and with 40 seconds left and the power dwindling, he's might be at the end of the competition for him. Fingers crossed for him in 6th place. It's not the nicest place to be when you've still got competitors out on the mats.
Oh, he's back on though. He's having another attempt.
Yeah.
Really pushing.
Here we go.
He gets that zone.
So close. Alex Waterhouse's comp, I believe. That's going to be it so far, and he'll have to sit on the edge of his seat to find out if he's qualifying. Okay, well, Gwyneth.
She's got 5 seconds to get the top. Pressure's on.
Come on, G.
Oh, I think she's
Get
going
the right
to time
foot.
out. That's it.
So unlucky. So unlucky. That would have been a really, really essential top for her. So back on the mats, we've got Hannah Slaney, Holly Tootill, Jim Pope and Billy Rydell. 4 of our amazing talents on the British team. They've been really climbing well in pre-season, going to all of the international events. Billy in particular getting some fantastic results, showing why he's qualified in first today.
Really needs a top on this boulder to keep him in the running for this evening. Struggled a little bit on block 2, but he's
absolutely destroying this boulder. Needs to get the match, and there it is. That's going to give him a bit more hope. And Jim also securing zone. Really, really strong, competent route climber. Done a lot of trad. He'll be happy in those knee bars and hand jams today, but he is on the short side, so it'll be interesting to see how this final move is for him.
Really got to wiggle his knee as high as possible to get as much height as he can.
That's it. But just looking at our event intelligence here, he's definitely going to be in tonight's final. Minimum of 5th rank for him, and possibly if he tops this now, it could be first.
Holly's gained the zone on women's 3, which also pushes her up into 3rd. She'll be trying to hunt down that top.
Super strong effort from her. Just looks like she's got so much time on these holds. Really impressive. Yes, come on, Holly. Keep it together now. 2 more moves to go. Oh, just so difficult to keep the compression on the feet and hands. There she goes. She'll be happy with that. And that'll definitely put her in tonight's final. She's got 3 flashes, same as Molly Thompson-Smith. So she's currently guaranteed to be in the minimum of 5th place. But if she manages to top the 4th boulder, she'll definitely be first. Hannah Slaney, meanwhile, on block 4. She's had a rough round today. Currently in 9th position. She really needs a top on this final one to progress. 2 minutes 40. The experienced climber, you'd expect her to do it, but obviously
comp pressure, might be feeling it a bit.
And a coordination style which tends not to be her strength. So
looking good though.
There we go.
Nice.
I've cursed her by getting her to the top.
And that's pushed her into 6th with the zone, so
get the weight on the left foot now, that's the key, isn't it? Right foot up on top of the volume, there it is. Get the match. She really needs this now.
Yeah, brilliant.
Perfect.
Work.
Good effort from Hannah Slaney there. That's bumped her straight up towards the top of the leaderboard. She's in 3rd place provisionally. She will make tonight's final. So at the moment, Brit's absolutely locking down the female category. Just Brooke
sneaking in there.
Sneaking in, still with 1 block to go. We're right at the end of this semi-final at the RAB CWIF 2020 event. For those of you just joining us now, this is a closed event for the competitors. So we haven't got a crowd here today, just brushers and the technical crew. Trying to do what we can to keep everybody isolated and safe with the season ahead.
Jim Pope back on, trying to put it down the top. Oh, yeah. Looking a bit tired now.
Yeah, that first effort, which was fantastic from Jim, really took a lot out of him. He's averaging a lot of time on the wall. About a minute per attempt on this boulder, which is a serious amount when you consider how steep it is, even with the knee bars.
He's already guaranteed a place in tonight's final, so he doesn't actually need to top this block.
Always good to know.
But psychologically,
yeah,
might do him some good.
You always want to do whatever you can to get higher up the leaderboard. Certainly helps with the final coming out later than the others. Everything that goes with that. Just in the background there, I caught a glimpse of Kalian Harker looking on rather nervously. He's currently in 6th place.
Can he hold on to it?
Absolutely.
Be amazing if he can.
So he's in 6th place. Basically, Billy Rydell and Alexander Migos are the only people who could knock him out. And they're both still to climb in their last boulder. So keep your eyes peeled now. Alex Magos about to start his final boulder.
needs to top this.
Absolutely needs to top this.
If he wants to be in tonight's final.
No pressure, Alex. Obviously, they're unaware of the scores. Seasoned competitors, so they'll be aware of who's done what just from hearing what's going on as they're transitioning through the boulders. But without the crowd, a bit more difficult today. Great shot there of Brooke and Alex, taking the time to figure it out. Alex quite uncharacteristically having a lot of attempts today, which luckily he's pretty fit.
Yeah.
And Brooke pulls on for her first go.
She's sitting in 5th at the moment with
That's
a top
right.
on this.
She could go into first if she flashes it, so
let's see what she can do.
yeah.
Alex is on, getting involved in that knee bar.
Yeah, he likes ordinarily likes it. Might be having a look around for the knee pad, might see that being requested a bit later if he thinks so. He always likes to climb in shorts, which is a bit savage.
Close there for Brooke.
Brooke just missing that hole. She's climbed so well during this qualification round, absolutely dominating the first boulder, did a flash. Got a bit unlucky on the second one, didn't get a top, but then pulled it back on the third boulder, the hardest one today, with just Holly, Molly and herself topping it. And here goes Magos again, getting a knee bar in. Come on, Alex.
So this is their last boulder of the day, or of the semi-final, should I say.
Yeah.
Need to give it everything.
And typically, as you know, with IFSC comps, competitors don't officially know what's going on, so they've just got to concentrate on getting the boulders done. These guys are the best of yesterday. Just another 2 to come out after them before we can give you the definitive results, subject to appeals, of course.
Alex really locking in that knee bar now. He really needs the zone, and then of course the top. He's looking strong now.
And Brooke getting the zone as well. That's guaranteed her to be minimum 4th, but if she tops, she could still go in first. Magos, those knees must be hurting right now.
He's making it work though. Slow and steady progress.
Brooke smashing that. Here goes Alex.
For
Come
the
on.
top. Oh, he's so close.
The claw.
Needs the match. Really needs
it.
this. There we go. And
awesome effort from Alex.
pushes him up into 6th.
Yeah.
It's going to be a close one.
So that's definitely pushed out, unfortunately, Britain's Kalyan Harker, who climbed so well. He was one of the first guys to come out today. Kalyan smashed the first 3, but just couldn't do that one that Alex Magos just completed. So we've just got one competitor left today, Billy Rydell, and if he tops this boulder, he'll be in the final. At the moment, sitting in 13th place due to him not quite finishing the second boulder.
So Alex is going to be watching Billy's round nervously.
Yeah, I think this is probably, I've never been at this end of the competition. Unfortunately, I never qualified in these kind of levels, so I can't imagine what pressure Billy's under right now, just having to sit for 1 minute 15, getting his breath back before knowing he's got to top out.
Looks like he's getting the knee bar pad ready there.
I think he's been issued with the pad. Yeah.
And Holly Toothill will also be coming out for her final block, but I believe she has already guaranteed her spot in the final.
Yeah.
So if she gains the zone, it will push her into first place, but she is already in second for the final.
Yeah, that's right.
So Jen Wood has a nervous wait for this round to see.
Yes.
Oh no, sorry, she'll be in regardless, won't she?
Yes,
Yep,
she will,
my
with
bad.
just Holly out. But either way, as we said before, these are provisionals, so there might be appeals made. Hopefully not. We haven't seen any controversy in this round. Route setters have done a great job with these boulders, in my opinion. It's always hard setting events like this before the start of the season. You don't quite know the level of all the competitors, but they've set 8 blocks, getting a perfect split so far.
Really good.
No countbacks or anything, so I'm sure they'll be pretty happy with that. The tweaks they were making before the the comp started literally a few minutes before, obviously helping them out. So really, all eyes on Billy. He needs this top to progress to tonight's final after slipping up on the second boulder of this semi-final. He has found himself a knee bar pad, which has helped a number of the other competitors. Fingers crossed for Billy, although unfortunately he might knock out double CWIF champion Alexander Magos if he does.
It's all to
So it's
play
hard
for.
to know who you want, but Billy's one of our own, so we definitely want him to progress today. Looking good so far, that knee bar pad making such a big difference. He's really, really trying hard now. Knows he needs to be careful, keep the tension. Here he goes. Currently needs this top. Come on, Bill. Is he going to knock Alex Magos out? Yes!
He does!
He's done it. Super impressive flash there on the final boulder. Unreal in the men's competition. Really, really, really difficult.
So that's it. Alex is out of the final, unfortunately. So provisional male results. We've got Nathan Phillips qualifying in first. And then we have Yoshiyuki Hogata in second. Billy in third. Jim Pope in fourth. Jan Hoyer in fifth. And Nathaniel Coleman from the USA in sixth.
Wow, that's certainly not a weak lineup. We've got some amazing athletes there. You can see obviously Jan and Nathaniel coming up in 5th and 6th. They'll certainly be ones to watch out for in the final with their experience. So Holly is our last competitor on the mats today. She's definitely in the final either way, but I'm sure she'll want to smash this boulder out to qualify in first. She needs to get the zone.
Oh, looking close. So looking forward to tonight's final. Just to give you guys a heads up, the stream will be going live from 6:20, that's UK time.
Yeah, we'll obviously have a lot more going on this evening. We'll be on the mats having a chat with a few people before the competition, so please make sure you join us then. We'll obviously announce to you the full results at the end of this round before we leave you, and then we've got a bit of a break before tonight's final.
Time for the athletes to get some food, have a nap.
Yeah.
Setters will be working hard to put all the other finals boulders up.
Yeah, sign me up for the nap. I'm in. Here we go, Holly on the last boulder. She almost did the jump a second ago.
Interestingly, she's using the volume to try and go as statically as possible. Nearly worked.
Nearly worked, absolutely.
She's got just under 2 minutes left on the clock, so plenty of time to figure it out.
Yeah, she's climbed brilliantly in the qualifier so far. 3 flashes. Her and Molly Thompson-Smith just absolutely flying across the first 3 boulders, but this final 4th boulder, the one causing them some problems. And she's pulling on now. Doing okay for time, got 1:30, and I think once she latches this coordination move, I'm sure we'll see her run up the rest of the problem, but for now she's got to get this zone hold sorted. Pressing up, here we go.
Yeah,
there it is, good. So Holly jumps into first place, having secured the zone in less attempts than Brooke Rabatou, who gets pushed into second, and fingers crossed now we'll see her with a top.
Yep.
There we go.
And that completes the semi-final round for CWIF 2020.
Incredible scenes. So we had nail-biting finish in the men's event with Alexander Magos being pushed out into 7th place. The double champ will not be the triple champ of CWIF.
Will we see Nathan Phillips take a second title in a row?
It was a really dominant performance by Nathan, putting a huge effort, topping all 4 boulders. So in a second we'll just run you through the results and we'll put those up on screen, but for the minute, here we go. So Nathan Phillips, the only man to top all 4 boulders, and doing so in a ridiculously few 5 attempts.
Great work from him.
Then we got Yoshiyuki Ogata from Japan with 3 tops. Billy Rydell again, 3 tops. Jim Pope at 3, and Jan and Nathaniel all with 3 tops. But interesting there, you can see which ones weren't being done by various people, so it was a real nail biter all the way through to the end. But alas, yep, we are going to lose some athletes. Alexander Magos out. And in the ladies,
We've got Holly Toothill coming in first. She managed to top all the blocks, only athlete to do so. Brooke sits in 2nd place. Molly closely follows her, with Hannah in 4th, Thea in 5th, and Jen Wood sneaking in there in 6th place. It's going to be a big final.
Yeah, awesome effort from Jen there. You can see she had a real difficult time on that first boulder, 12 attempts and not quite getting a zone, which everybody seemed to be topping that boulder, so she did really well to keep her composure and come back at the end and qualify tonight. But again, we're going to lose some big hitters there. Tara Hayes, Frances Bensley, Eugenie Lee just missing out, particularly Tara with 2 tops. But that's us for this semi-final round. As Gracie says, we're going to be back tonight at 6:20 UK time, so please feel free to join us again. We hope you will. And we'll be back for the final of the RAB CWIF 2020.
See you then.